Hi. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. If you can't tell, my voice is kind of shot. That's because yesterday, all day, I was at an event called Cryptopia SLC. This is a cryptocurrency, NFT, Web3 conference that just got started last year in Salt Lake City. This is the second time they've done it. They plan on doing twice a year, many more. It was a lot of fun. I got to mix with the community around here. And I have a story from that event, actually, a story from right after that event. I staked into a new token. So I went to the event. There were a lot of speakers. I was moderating a panel. And one of the speakers was a guy who runs a company around here, previously called Seek XR. It was a augmented reality digital imaging company. And they've rebranded as Okavu, and they're launching a token. Now, I didn't know about this token before yesterday at the conference, but I've known John. I've been aware of his company, and they're good people who've done good work in the past. They're pivoting to try to find more profitable space. Good for them. Well, I heard about this token from stage when John was speaking, and he had been very complimentary of the Giddy token launch, which happened a couple months ago. Now, I've talked about Giddy here before. This is another Salt Lake City startup. This is a totally out in the open doxed team that's trying to build basically Robinhood for DeFi. And I'm still staking in Giddy, and it had been very, very good to me until about the last week when the token price has gone down dramatically. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But John was talking about their token launch and how it was happening that night, midnight, a midnight token launch party at the Okavu offices. Well, why not? So I went to a token launch party last night after the event. And let me tell you about the experience. On their site, they had a countdown timer going down to midnight. It reaches 0 and the page loads. And it's a familiar staking screen because I've seen this general layout before. I've seen it in other staking contracts, other staking tokens. And so I'm eager to jump in and get started. But there are a couple little things that are a little bit different that delay my being able to get their brand new token and stake it. I go over to Sushi Swap. I have some USD coin and I try to swap it. And I have about $650 in USD coin that I'm swapping for Okavu tokens. And when I first pull it up, it looks like I'm going to get about 40,000 tokens for my $650. And I try to do the swap. Well, Sushi Swap tells me that the price has now changed. Do I accept those changes? Sure. Hit accept. Now I'm getting 20,000. Same thing happens again. Now I'm getting 10. Same thing happens again. Now I'm getting 5. Everybody at this party is trying to get these tokens, and somebody got in the door quick and got a killer deal where on paper they made 20x their profit in a handful of minutes. But the network was busy and I couldn't get through. Clicking, trying to swap, trying to get my hands on some tokens so I can start staking. Well, finally, I get some tokens, and I get about 2,300 tokens for my $650. Remember that when I first loaded this page, like less than a minute after the tokens went live, it was 40,000 tokens. So my guess is that somebody got that rate of 40,000 tokens for their handful of USD coin, and they got 10x, 20x, 15x their money in a handful of minutes. I was not that guy. I finally did get through. I did get some tokens, and then I take those tokens to the page and I try to stake into their contract. But now I'm running into other errors. Please round down the number of tokens that you're staking because if the price changes at all. That was one of the errors I got. It told me to round down the number. Okay. I copy in the number of Okavu tokens I have. I delete all of the decimal places, of which there were 10 or so. So I've got a whole number and I'm trying to stake it, and I get it. JSON RPC error. Don't know why that is. I'm looking around the room. There are other people there, some of whom appear to be Okavu staff and technicians who are doing their job, trying to make sure everything keeps running. There are other people who are at the party, maybe employees, can't tell what they're up to. And there are other people like me who are just interested in what's going on and trying to be engaged with a new token. But it's unclear who's in charge, who's doing what, who really knows how this works. So I just start asking strangers, like, is this working for you? Are you getting an error message? You guys look like engineers. Can I ask you about this? Finally, I find some Okavu employees, and they tell me to just keep trying. And I'm like, well, the network's congested. Me just continuing to try is what's causing the problem, right? We're all trying to push through right now. But I mentioned this specific error I'm getting. JSON RPC error. And they're like, oh, you need to close the app and restart it. Okay, so I try that. Same thing over and over and over again. No change. About 90 minutes has passed. I've been clicking, trying to get their token, trying to stake the token into the contract. Nothing, not working. And at about 1:30 in the morning, I'm like, this is silly. Here I am playing the crypto casino, trying to get some moonshot 20x in a matter of minutes. And casino is the right word, you guys. Like, I know John, the founder of this company. I am familiar with their company's past work, and I think they're probably trying to do something valuable and good. But ask me if I know what the Okavu token does, what its utility is. Hint, I don't know. I have no idea. I just figured if I could get in early, it might go up in price, which it appears to have done for the people who got in right away. What's the broader lesson here? Well, if you're playing the casino, know that that's what you're doing. It's a casino. Know that there are probably people who have better access than you, and they're going to get a better price and probably get richer. The people who are getting very rich in this space are people who are building. Now, the market is down. Everybody's down. Everything is bleeding. Your altcoin is bleeding against Ethereum, is bleeding against Bitcoin, is bleeding against the US dollar. A smart play right now would probably be go all dollars or dollars in Bitcoin. But I'll reiterate what I said in a previous stream. When Bitcoin does take off, maybe that's days, maybe that's weeks, I figure we'll see a rebound in a matter of days where it'll pop up a bit. By days, I mean a week, maybe two. We'll see. We'll see if that holds true. This is what technical analysis suggests. Where was I headed? The people who are really getting rich, they're the people who are building stuff. They're the people who are founding companies, getting capital investment, and building tools that could potentially be very lucrative and valuable. I think Giddy is one of those groups. They haven't raised a ton of money. It's an $8 million seed. They've got a staff of 20-something employees, numerous engineering founders. I'm hopeful that that token price will recover. A week and a half ago, the Giddy token was at 32 cents. Today, I believe it's at 12. Last night, it got as low as 9. I've seen that investment go from being very good to me to really hurting and bleeding. I've talked about the virtues of Bitcoin in the past. I'll continue to talk about the virtues of Bitcoin. Maybe the Bitcoin maxis are right. Maybe that's where all the money needs to go, because nobody controls it. There isn't an early team that dominates the Bitcoin network. They got early access. It was out there in the open, circulating, available for anybody interested for a couple years before anybody really got the idea that maybe this is a good investment. And even then, people still, to this day, 13 years on, think it's not a good investment, that it's dead, that it's going to zero, that it's a Ponzi scheme. They're not seeing the bigger picture, but the point is it's available to everybody. If you're talking about fairness, everybody has access. Anybody can get that. Literally anyone, anywhere in the world with an internet connection and any kind of capital, almost at all, can get access to that. It's about as good a deal as you can ask for, so far as fairness, equity, etc. Well, painful lesson. I reported recently that I am down in dollar terms, but up in Bitcoin terms. With the recent fall in Giddy's token price, I am now down in dollars and Bitcoin. So there you have it, folks. Playing the casino finally bit me. I'll be back with better information and streams. I'm still getting this all worked out. You can probably tell I don't have my neon light. I'm refurbishing the light. I'm doing some things so it has less glare. I'm also figuring out the OBS streaming software so I can do screen sharing with you, so you can have more compelling visuals with these stories and lessons, etc. Well, friends, it's been fun. We'll talk again soon. Let me know your thoughts, hopes, fears, dreams, ambitions down below in the comments, and we will address it in a future video. Thanks.